All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're back from our break. We're gonna turn it up a little bit. I'm excited for this one individual. This is our guest, good friend of mine from college, my college years. I mean, I'm still in school, but from my beginning college years. Oh my gosh, excuse me. But yeah, I'm excited to bring this guy in. I want to bring him into the physical studio. Obviously, we can't do that, but via Zoom, things are possible. But yeah, so our guest today is Hector, good friend of mine. It's okay, Dana, you don't have to be shy. We're gonna have a great conversation. It's gonna be fun. But yeah, let's bring him in. Hold on, let's see, let's make sure this works. Oh, he's connecting to audio. Oh.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. Hey.
Whoa, there he is. Everybody, round of applause for Hector. Yeah, he's here. Oh my goodness, buddy. What's up, man? It's good to see you again.
Chilling,
So yeah, Dan, it's just heads up. This is gonna be the energy for the rest of the conversation.
Right.
He doesn't even like to talk much at all. He doesn't even really want to be here, but he did it, as out of the love of his heart as a friend. But yeah, man, what's up, bud? It's been since we last physically saw each other. I would say, when was that? Wasn't it the one time you picked me up and we went to Jay's house and we just saw those movies?
I don't know if that was like sophomore year going into junior year. That's probably like that summer that I was here. I didn't have anything broken at that time, right?
No, not that I remember.
There was a summer where like I broke my hand, and so there was a summer I broke my hand. I don't know if that was the time when I went to go see Barry and Jay or Joshua, whatever his legal name is.
What his government name is. But dang, so I mean, wow, that was a while back. Is Edward on? Okay, so yeah, Edward's one of the other co-hosts is on here as well. Yeah, dude, it's great to see you, man. It's great to have you on here. Oh, there he is. But yeah, dude. So how have you been right now?
What's up?
Oh, whoa! About that energy, about that good energy in here. Yeah, dude. So I mean, I guess I'll start off right off the bat. How would you say? I mean, has this the current coronavirus situation impacted you greatly, or would you say it's kind of like things are kind of still rolling as they have been?
I don't know. It's kind of like in between. It's so funny because right before the whole quarantine started, I had just gotten the habit of like being active and seeing like friends like regularly, and now that like all of this happened, it just like went back to like what I would normally do, is just like be cooped up in a room watching either movies or like anime or YouTube. I don't know. I'd be fucking lazy. So it's like not gonna lie, right before I jumped on the chat, I was cleaning the room just in case you guys wanted to see what it looked like. It didn't look like crazy. So there's like the bed's not even made. It's just like all the blankets are piled together and everything's like in a little space. So it's like,
see, now we have to take a tour.
I mean, it's nothing big. It's nothing grand. There's just like things around. But yeah, so I don't know, like that. It's just like it's a weird in between. Like, it sucks because I don't like being told that I have to stay inside, but it's like, I don't know. It's better than going out there and catching like the virus. So.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me.
That's the coronavirus right there.
I know.
Okay,
I was like, oh, oh snap. But yeah, so I know you like you told me earlier, you're currently on the West Coast right now. But how was it? Because if I'm correct, you're still on the East Coast when the heat of things kind of got crazy, right?
Yeah.
So how was it out there?
Oh shit.
Was there something else?
Oh no, I mean, how was it?
The whole East, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So he was like, "Oh shit!" I was like,
"What happened?"
on me. No, yeah. So I'm in Philly right now. That's where I live at. And they're actually weird over there. What ends up happening is like you just see a bunch of people thinking like this is a vacation, and like they're just walking around. like no mask on, not 6 feet apart. Like people get up in your face, like it's normal. It's weird. It's weird. Like
Damn.
I remember I would try to go run or do something in the morning or like at night, and bro, people just come up to me because I have a dog, so I'll walk my dog or I'll run with my dog, and people come up to me and they'll be like, "Oh my God, I love your dog," and they're like right here. I'm like, "Yo, my man, like, can you please just
back up?
6 feet, bro?" And it's ridiculous. Like I have to like constantly tell them like, "Yeah, like that's cool. Like please stay over there. Like you don't even got a mask on. I don't want to talk to you at all. I'm just trying to go somewhere and come back just to get some exercise, not go crazy in the house." But bro, people that don't care. Like they're just like up in your face trying to talk to you. Like, isn't the weather nice today? Like, no. Like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Nothing's nice right now. We're in quarantine, bro. Like, why are you doing this? No.
Yeah, no, man. I mean, if anything, at least from my experience, it hasn't really been that different out here either. I mean, you see people. I mean, like I know, I'll go to my church sometimes, right, to film some stuff to send out. And across the street, there's a 99-cent store, and obviously they only let a limited amount of people in and out. And you would think, right, okay, if you're waiting in line, some space, bro.
Right.
Like everybody's on each other, and the mask is like here. It's not even.
It's like, bro, they're doing like a TI thing where it's like the crazier it floats, that's the more style you got.
It's just, or it's like hanging here. Just
Yeah.
so I mean, yeah. What you're saying, I'm surprised. I mean, or not even that surprised. Is out here, it's kind of been like Wild West, free for all, like do what you got to do type of thing.
I don't know. Like over here, it feels like I get judged if I don't have my mask on. Like sometimes, like I have to like unlock the phone, right? So it's like I have like the Face ID thing or whatever. So I'll take it off real quick because like I don't remember my fucking password. I don't even know what it is now. So I take it off quick to just open my phone. So I have like 3 people looking at me like, "Oh, he took off his mask." Like, yo, chill, it's okay. I'm opening the phone, it's fine. I don't got the virus. And in Philly, like no one cares. Like there's no mandatory like signs about like masks. Like I've been to like 3 different stores just to get like either like chips or like water or something around here, and like there's signs everywhere like mandatory mask before you enter. Like in Philly they don't have that. They're just like, come on in, buy some shit, it's fine. Like come through.
Everything is normal. Damn.
Yeah,
That's
normal
crazy.
out here. It's reckless. They're reckless in Philly.
Oh man, but I mean, it's good to see you. I mean, I hope you're doing well. Hope the family's doing well. Hope everybody around you's doing well. It's just crazy, man. I mean, you would think like with the amount of I guess deaths that have been occurring, people would kind of be like, you know what, maybe I should just chill inside. Maybe I should treat it as a vacation indoors.
Right.
But people don't really care. It's like, I'm doing my own thing. But I mean, I guess the main thing is just stay safe, dude. Like, and just if somebody does come up to you, kind of just bam, elbow check, whatever it is, whatever you gotta do, bro. Be like, can I see your dog? Bam, dude. Do it, bro.
Should train your dog to attack.
Bro, my dog's a wuss.
There you go.
She's more scared of everyone else, and like she's a purebred German Shepherd, and she's pretty big, right? But like she's so afraid of everything. Like I'm expecting her to protect me, and she's just like, as soon as any noise like startles her, I just see her like run down the block, and I'm like, all right, well.
Same. Yeah, my dogs are just like that.
Yeah.
Exactly the same.
Yeah.
Bro, you're not doing your job. I bought you for a reason.
Oh my goodness, man.
I still love her. She's the best.
I wanted to ask, what would you say is in relation to the whole quarantine shutdown? I mean, based on what you said, that people coming up to you without the mask, that is already crazy, But have you seen anything just like, okay, the times are weird and just like, I know, like for some people it's like the way they kind of protect themselves with like a plastic gallon cut up in half.
Oh, okay.
Like, have you seen anything out of the ordinary where you're like, dude, like what is going on with these people?
No, I haven't personally seen anything crazy. Nah. I think like the only crazy thing is just people not really caring about it. Like people will come up to you. I mean, more or less over in Philly than anything. Still come up to you and talk like they think it's all fake. That's the craziest thing. Where they're like, it's all the news, it's propaganda. It's like, bro, it's fake, bro. Virus, there's no virus, dog. They're just trying to keep you inside. It's like, no, it's real. Like, people dying. I don't think they would lie about that.
Yeah, no, like, dude, it's fake, bro. Just cough in my hand, bro. Coughing it, dude. Coughing in my mouth too, bro. Yeah, no, dude. I mean, humans, man, we're a fascinating species. We do some crazy things, some interesting things.
Yeah.
But man, I mean, yeah, it's just crazy, man. And again, I hope all is well. And how long do you plan on staying out here in the West Coast? Meanwhile,
I don't know. It like depends. I think we might stay here up until like the end of May. Probably head back June. So in the West Coast, especially Pennsylvania, they're saying that it's gonna be like reopen on June 4th, and then the company I work for, they're opening back up, or supposed to, June 15th. So I don't know if I'm not gonna be forced to go back to work, like in person and stuff, but I don't know. So if that's the case, then I'm flying back the end of the month.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I mean, get to catch some rays from on the West Coast. I mean, but yeah, I mean, speaking of work, has this affected your in terms of how you work or what you do tremendously, or is it kind of you kind of can work your way around it?
Nah, not really.
He has to head out.
I gotta go. I'm sorry.
It's all good. It's all good. I saw it. I was like,
Nice meeting you, though, man.
I'm gonna catch you.
Just the whole time.
See you again.
All right, see you, bud.
Yeah, no. Like what I do is actually like doesn't really matter if I'm in office or out of office, so it's fine. I'm like thankful for that. For the first time in my life, I have that. But yeah, no, nothing has changed.
Cool. And what is it that you do?
I am a web developer for Johnson & Johnson, so I just make websites.
Cool, dude. Don't worry, this interrogation will be over soon, so you can relax. Don't worry, that's fine. But yeah, dude. But I guess to provide some insight, Hector into our relationship. Hector and I met, what I would say, our second year of college, for our sophomore year.
Second year.
Yeah, and it was. I mean, I know I had seen you around campus, mainly because of Raíces. Is a Latin dance team on Syracuse campus. But I remember I've seen your face around. The funny thing is,
really? That's weird.
Yeah, the thing is, because I'd seen you walking around and like hanging out in the studios and stuff, but I don't know. I imagined that you were like an upperclassman, like for sure a junior or senior. It honestly could do to the fact that I'm short and you're much taller. So there's that. I assume everybody tall is like an upperclassman. But yeah, I remember the first time I vividly was up close in front with you was at least to my memory, was the workshop that we held. Yeah, that's I think for me that's the first time I remember like interacting. Not necessarily like, hey, what's up, buddy? But like more, do this move, do that.
Yeah.
But from there, I think officially it was just when you joined the team, if I'm correct, the dance team, Shoutout Outlaws. Yeah, dude. From there, the rest is history.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I don't want to do all the talking.
Okay.
I'm sure Diana has some questions. Our intern has some questions for you. Again, ask whatever you want. It's okay. I can always cut things out.
That's true.
Yeah, no, Diana. What do you want to know? I mean, it could be about us. It could be about Hector. It could be about.
It could be about you. It doesn't have to be about me.
Yeah, it doesn't be about you. Yeah.
It's your life. We just living in it. So don't worry.
That sounds like Bruce. What was I gonna say? I guess the first question would be, word on the street is that you and Mock had a little relationship.
Oh yeah,
like romantic relationship
that's
going on.
Right there.
Yeah, so I wanted to get a little more information on that. How did that happen?
Well, so you guys call him Mock. I call him Barry.
Oh yeah, talk about
that. It's so funny because like it's just to get that out the way, and it's also funny, bro. That light that you got going on right now, it's like turning you blue or red. So you really are a berry right now. Like you're full on fruit. Like, so.
I'm sweating, bro. I'm a sweating berry.
Yeah, so we call him Barry. That was just because like we were in a friend group. Like there's two other people that we really hung out with like a lot, like almost basically every day, like from morning to like to the
Morning.
sunset. Yeah, to morning to
Morning,
morning. We just like
morning.
never slept sometimes. But I don't know. It would just like the joke ended up being like me and Barry or me and Luis kept trying to like flirt or like just try to get at our friend Amanda who like always like
Oh, yeah.
like be in our group or whatever. But it was just like a dumb joke, and so she flipped it on us and was like, it's really y'all two because it would only be me and him hanging out all the time and them like catching up with us. So they were always curious as to what we did at that time, like when they didn't see us. And so I would always lie and I would say like we're just doing some shit, you know, some freaky stuff that they can't even like.
That's how you broke your
figure
hand,
it
huh?
out. Yeah, that's how I broke my hand. Tried to do something with it.
Oh my god.
My hand couldn't take it, you know, so it was just stuff like that. Nah, but I think that was pretty much it. Like I don't know if people really thought we were like together. I don't like nobody ever came up to me and be like, "Yo, is that your boo right there?" If they did, I probably would say yeah, like with full confidence. I'd be like, "Yeah, that's him. What's up? He's trying to get in this in between us. He's
I'm
trying to make this
across.
a
He just
three,
called me up.
a
I'm like,
throuple." Yeah.
That's funny.
So that was pretty much it. Just we just hung out like every day to the point where just like if once we got out of class, that's like he was the first person I would go see, and then like after that, like I wouldn't go anywhere else. We would just like hang out and do random stuff. So yeah,
So,
that's why that's
yeah.
that's the Barry relationship right there.
oh my goodness gracious.
Good thing Bruce isn't on here. He'd get jealous.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh,
Tell you,
yeah?
bro.
What's up with that Bruce? I'm the OG. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's
Oh
cool.
man.
That's funny. So how was he like in college? Like we have
College?
a version of him,
Yeah.
like because we hang out with him often.
Right.
But to you,
Yeah.
like
I have a version of him that's like, why? Oh, it's like, it's a weird type of thing. Cause like, let's see, like, so when I first met him, like when we first started like hanging out a lot, it was because we would stay late for practice for Outlaws. And then it would always be like right after Outlaws practice, which ended like at a ridiculous time, like 10, 11. Everybody had a class. It was like Tuesday at night, and everybody had a class the rest of the week and shit. And I would be like, I have to go to the library to study or do work or do something, right? Because I have class tomorrow. So he would go, but during practices, he would be like loud and energetic and like, come on, everybody, like, let's get it together. This is practice. What y'all doing here? If you're not in it, get out. He would be like in your face. And it's like this little dude like trying to get up at you. And I just could never take it. And the thing was like, the team was supposed to be like the best like dancers in Syracuse. And so he would always be like, I need to see the faces. I need to see like energy. And every time he would like show us choreo, he would always make noises and stuff. He would always be like, ha, 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 ha. And he'd be like, that's how we would do it. It would always like make fun of him and stuff like that. So it's like in practice, he was like that. Outside of practice, he was always just like making jokes and like, I don't know. He was always definitely like making jokes and stuff. And he was like more or less on the quiet side.
You know, it's crazy. Because when you said like when you described right now how I was in the studio, I think of it and I was like, oh my gosh, you're right. Like I remember dude like, come on, faces. I need to see it. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, oh, if I go back, I would just tweak some things here and there. No, because I genuinely felt like we were the best group on campus. So I was like, if we're the best, then we have to act like we're the best. Yeah, so it's like, but you know, some people weren't on that. I guess I just weren't as passionate about it as I was. So I could come off as mean or just loud.
No, I don't think you were like, nobody saw it as mean. It was just like, I don't know. We would just always say that shit. Like anytime we weren't making faces, anytime we were like just being like calm or whatever, Amanda or somebody would just be like, come on, everybody, we need to see those faces. Like, we're going to be showing out to all of Syracuse. Like, he would always make it like big. Like,
like a small venue.
Yeah, it was like a small venue. Like, sometimes we wouldn't do it more than like 100 people. And that's just because like that's the people that asked us to. It'd be like for a small event. So it would be like for like a frat group or like alumni or something. So it's no more than 100 people. And this dude's like, everybody's gonna be there laughing at you because you don't have your faces
Oh
on.
my
You're looking like
God.
trash, bro. You're not representing Outlaws. And we stand there like, this dude is going crazy. Like, this dude is going crazy.
I don't want to be here anymore.
It's being too much right now. It's being too much.
Um,
That's fine. That was Barry. That was Lee.
yeah,
Always
man.
over
It's,
dramatic and stuff.
if
Yeah,
only, if
that
only I
that
had put
hasn't
the
changed.
same. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm the same. Still a grump when it comes to things.
That's
Oh,
funny.
you know, fun fact: this guy also set me up for failure with another fellow
No, I
lady.
didn't. No,
He
he didn't.
did. He put so
Nah,
much confidence in me that I acted like a fool, acted like a clown in front
that's
of
fault.
her, in front of everybody. I'll never forget that, dude.
That's just hilarious.
So what happened?
How about you tell your side of it?
My story?
Yeah, your side
Well,
of the story.
I mean, at this time, the group was like, well, not me. Everybody else in the group had like someone that they were after, or, like trying to be with, or like has sparked up something or whatever. And so, like, for Luis, he had this girl named. Can I say her name? Does that
Just
even matter?
say it. I don't even see.
All right, her name was. She's gonna watch it, bro. She watches it every time. Her name is Michelle. So she was also in Raíces too. And so, like, I don't know how. Oh, it's because she joined Outlaws too. That's what it was. I was like, I don't know how you guys even started talking, but yeah. So she would. You. I don't know how we even started it though. Did you just like randomly say like, oh, like there's someone in the group that I actually like, or
Oh,
it was like what
well,
even got that out? Like, how did we even start that?
I think first the first way I started talking to her was that I don't know if you
Well,
remember we got
it was
partnered up.
just split up, yeah.
Yeah, we got partnered up with different people, like,
Mhm.
and the goal was to match you up with somebody who either was not in the same dance team or it was like just you never talked to before. So I think for me, I don't know if I chose Michelle because she was one of the coordinators for the other dance team and I thought that would be a cool match, or if it was just random. But
Mhm.
from there is how we kind of started talking. Yeah, and this is when I did the when we did the that Drake choreo, the marching one.
Yeah, I
Pretty
remember.
cool. It was a highlight of the year or whatever.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I'll give you that. That was good.
But yeah, we started talking from that, and we became kind of cool. And I think, okay, so to the people watching this, so my timeline, at this time I was still with somebody who resided.
Oh, scandalous. I don't know. I definitely remember that, and we would. I
Yeah,
don't know
we
if we
talked
like
about it.
hated her, but we were just like not about her at all. Low key, but high key.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I think they kind of. Well, to clarify for Dana, I kind of told him what had happened.
Yeah.
But obviously, a hurt person will tell it in the most degrading way possible, in the way that you seem like the victim the most. So I'm sure, obviously, for them, I was like, damn, we dated a witch or something. You know, in reality, man, she wasn't exactly a witch, but
Nah, she was, bro. It's cool. You ain't gotta lie.
If you're watching this, I apologize.
Don't. He's not sorry. He's telling the truth, the whole truth.
But
He
cool,
hates
homie.
your guts.
I love everybody.
Oof.
Love everybody.
Kind of
But,
weird because I know her. That's my
well, then we
friend.
hate you too, bro.
Ooh.
And you're fat.
I'm gonna head out now.
Start fighting.
The interview's over. Sorry.
I don't want to be here anymore.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Nah, I think it was just that, like, the way he was, like, I think it was only because how we would see him sometimes.
Yeah.
We would hang out all the time, and, like, it would be, like, a night where they're not, like, doing well, and he's just, like, sad, and we're just, like, all having a good time, and he's just, like, sad. And then we're just like, oh, bro, like, what happened? Like, you were just with us 2 seconds ago. And he would be like, it's my girl, this and that. And we'd be like, fuck, like, why is she even doing this? Why are you guys even upset? I don't know. So just because of that, we would see him in a bad light, and we never liked that. He was never really that guy. He was always, like, a really positive person to be around. And at some moments, that would happen. So that's why we didn't like her.
Oh, cool. He clarified it. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Because she's ugly now.
She's a witch.
Nah, that was it. It was only that.
Yeah, and the thing is, so obviously, so around that time, but the things I felt were really like rocky I mean, I know we lasted much longer, but even then, I felt like this was feeling weird. So naturally, I just like I see other people. Like I didn't do anything, but in my mind, I was like, oh, like it'd be cool
Right.
if this
You didn't
person.
do anything.
Oh my god,
Right.
this guy.
He didn't do anything.
See,
Don't cover up now.
I
What
was
did he do?
loyal. Oh my
What
god.
did he
Bro,
do?
if he did do stuff, we would be hyped. Trust me. Like we were always trying to like, yo, what's your move? Do
See, this
something.
is what led to my downfall with this
Nah,
individual.
but nothing ever happened.
No, yeah, but yeah, I
Okay,
just
okay, so yeah, so now that she knows, so right, we like they ended up being partners, so they spent a bunch of time together, and we would always joke like, oh, like Luis and Michelle, like y'all two got something going on, like as a joke, and then like he came out and said like, you know what, like maybe I do have some feelings or something about that. And I think it was because we were asking everyone like in our friend group like, do you have someone
oh
that
yeah.
you're interested in, or like if you would be interested in? And Josh was like, I don't know who he said. Oh shit, my lights went out. We gotta move real
Oh
fast.
shoot! I was like, what happened?
I know.
It was Josh. He knows. Oh, there we go. It's just movement. Like the lights were like no one's moving for like someone's day. No, yeah. So what's it called? So we asked Jay. I forgot who he said. Amanda. We know who. I don't want to
Yeah.
any other names. And then I said no one. I really said no one. Don't put no words in like Hector was like this and that. I said no one because
Whatever.
He
I
pulls out
said
his
no
list.
one.
Yeah, I'm like,
I said nah. Chapter 1. No, I really said no one. I was like, I'm not interested in anybody. I'm just trying to hang out with friends for one. And then Barry was like, well, I've been hanging out with Michelle a lot. So her. And we were like, oh, that makes sense. And so like every day after that, we're just trying to like hook them up together. And yeah, like we really thought that she was interested in him. And so, cause like it wouldn't just be like they only hang out during practice, but they would hang out like even afterwards, sometimes for like a little bit or like just talk like through text or like I think mainly through text, right? Like it wasn't,
I think so, yeah.
yeah. So like they would talk a lot, and we'd be like, well, damn, like she doesn't talk to anybody else, like she don't talk to me like that, like like she's only talking to you, bro. So put in work. And he was always like shy and stuff. He was like, no, she's not interested. I don't know what to do. I'm just a little boy. And it would be like, Barry, she likes you, dog. She likes you. She hasn't said no yet, bro. She wants you. Yeah. And then I think the thing that tipped it over for us, like, oh, she definitely likes him, was there was a new choreo that our friend Josh made with this other girl. And there was a move where, like, I don't even know how to describe it, but they were just like really close, right? They were really close, and it was like sort of an intimate kind of moment.
Mm-hmm.
And like what ended up happening was everybody did it with their partner, and like so everybody like what we would do sometimes is like they would whoever choreographed, they would have everyone try it out, whoever liked it, and if they really liked how they looked, then they were in that scene or that dance. So Luis did it with Michelle, and at that moment, like that moment happened, and like Luis was confident, or whatever. He was like fine, and she got like blush red, and like just kind of like dropped out of the dance. And then Luis went off. He was like, "I'm too much for her. She can't handle
Oh my
it. I'm just
god.
too much." And she's like over there in the corner, like all blushing, and like, "Luis, stop! Like it's not even like that." He's like blushing red, and us, the friends that would talk about it, we were hyping him up, and we were like, "Oh, it's real." And so then, like afterwards, we kept telling him, like, "Bro, she's into you. She got embarrassed. Like she was blushing.
Yeah.
She likes you, duh." And so I don't know if it was at that moment, but we like pressured him to like send a text, and like, oh shit, I forgot what you said or what we told you to say in that text or something, like how it even got to that point, but he like confessed his feelings. It was like, into you, we got a good vibe. We're dancers, we talk a lot. She like shot him down. And we felt so bad. I'm not laughing because it's funny at you, but in that moment, it was like damn, we really thought.
You still have the tag some, why don't you
I
just
Oh, he
read
think
does.
I do,
He
but it's
has
on my
he
other
has it
laptop.
printed out. He has it
Yeah,
printed
on the
out in
wall.
a folder.
No, you know what it was though. I recall, but because I always tell him this. Well, it's good, but for him, because the thing is, Hector knew her much better because they were already in the dance team before, so he kind of talked to her before and whatnot. Um, but the thing that, at least for him, for what he told me, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I know one thing is she was never really the type to kind of like really get like close, like hug anybody, really
Yeah.
touchy feely.
Mhm.
I'm not naturally, I'm not like that either. But if somebody does it, I reciprocate. But I'm not like, oh, let me hug you.
Oh yeah. That was a big thing. Yeah, you're right. She like it wasn't like didn't really like I don't know, like she had to be really comfortable with the person to like
Yeah.
physically like touch them and like do hugs and stuff. And like even for me, like I would hang out with them more often than none because I was in both dance teams, and the most we would do was just like high five, and like it was just like that. But then she met Barry like off rip. She was like, "Oh Barry," and like hug
That's
him, and
right.
like will always say it in like a really high pitched voice, like super
Barry.
excited to see him. And we would always be like, "Yo, chill, like I get a room." And so that added on to that, to us like hyping him up and stuff.
It was
Yeah.
funny.
Now, Diana. Now let's have your input. You know, as a lady, if you were with us, right? Let's say based on what you've heard, I know there's obviously a lot more, but based on
Mhm.
what you've heard in this, would you assume that maybe she kind of does like him, or not? Maybe not have feelings, but maybe there's a crush, or there's a possibility they could keep talking, maybe go deeper into. What do you think?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
she's
I'm talking
obviously
about.
acting different. Like you probably just assume that maybe,
Preach.
something. She
Had
likes you a little bit, or
hella.
So I mean, they weren't wrong to hype you up. You have to take your chances, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Risk
you
it
know
all.
what it was though. I think what messed it up. I know this keeps going, but I'm just so interested because
Yeah.
they were bringing it down. This is gonna be the whole thing. What it was. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
When I mean, obviously, like they would have me up, but in the beginning, I always kind of played it cool. I was like, I wasn't somebody trying to no, but
Stop
playing it
lying. Stop
playing
lying.
it cool in the sense that I wasn't trying to act upon those feelings. I was like, oh,
Right.
like I have a crush, but I'm too shy. I'm not gonna do
Yeah.
nothing. Like that moment where I was like too much, whatever, right?
Yeah.
That well, obviously by that time I just didn't care at
Yeah.
that point. I was
Yeah.
like, yeah. But before that, like even if we did choreo or she'd be like Barry, I'd still be like, oh, like okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Like, but I think what happened, and I think again, I'm just assuming. I'm this honestly, all this could be wrong, and she's just a very friendly, nice person, and I'm sure she
Right.
is. She's great, but well, damn, I lost my chain of thought. But I don't know. It's just like I think maybe she might have liked like that shy, like I don't have any bad intentions.
Mhm.
So the thing is, that I guess as a sense of innocence.
Mhm.
But once I guess I gained that confidence, I played it. But the thing is, I played as if I was not necessarily someone younger, but somebody who I felt like I was more intellectually or more experienced. The thing is, she was
Mhm.
to clarify, she was an upperclassman. So when we were sophomores, she was a senior, if I'm correct, or
Yeah.
junior. I don't know, but
Just saying.
she was obviously older. She had a job and stuff. And she was teaching. She was really cool. And I know, I mean, I remember we would even go to like she even took me like a local church sometimes, and we hang out there.
I didn't know
So
that.
you know that?
Oh
Oh no,
no, you
yeah,
never told us that.
because she would tell me, and I know we went to like one or two services together.
Yeah.
So then I was like, maybe she kind of, or maybe, but that's like stuff like that was like maybe where she's just like a really great person, really great friend, and I can connect with this individual. Like like we're talking now. I feel like oh
Yeah.
maybe we can have that. But obviously I screwed up. I took it the other way. Like I get okay. Again, I'm just assuming. I
Mhm.
could be wrong. Miss Trevor, watching this, I apologize. But the thing, because I remember Jay even like he drove me home. I forgot after what, but he's like,
Mhm.
I remember he stopped. He's like, hold on a second. I was like, okay. He's like, do you
Yeah.
really like this girl? And I was like, yeah, I kind of do like her. Like, she's cute.
Yeah.
She's really cool. She can dance, obviously. So it's like, yeah, I kind of do have feelings. But he's like, but you're still the girlfriend, right? And I was like, yeah, I am.
Yeah.
So he's like, are you actually willing to, I guess, essentially cheat, right?
Mhm.
And part of me is like, man, screw it, bro, like whatever, right? But obviously, like majority of me, I'm just like, obviously not, like, theory. No,
That's
but
your friend right there. Damn. I
um,
would never. I would never have a friend like that who
wait,
actively cheats, dog.
no, oh my god,
I'll
no,
mess
but
with you.
yeah, it was just, but obviously, part of me, like I guess that like I really just want it,
Yeah.
but I was like, no, like obviously I'm not gonna do it. That's stupid, and I want to hurt
Mhm.
somebody else. Um, but I remember he asked me, it's like, are you willing to break up with your girlfriend for this girl?
Mm.
Obviously, it was in the moment, so I was
Yeah.
like, probably, yeah. Like, I mean, if things work out, things work out. Because I mean,
Yeah.
I guess I think part of it had to do with the fact that I hadn't felt like a crush like that in such a long time. Because I mean, by that time, I was
Mhm.
dating my ex-girlfriend, for maybe 2 years, I think, maybe a year and a
Mhm.
half. I don't know, but essentially, all my time and energy was given to that situation, that relationship. So it had been a while since I had really like, oh, like a crush or feelings for somebody.
Yeah.
So with this one, this case, I was like, oh, like I haven't felt like this in a while. Maybe I am willing to do this. Or part of me was also too like maybe I just like I feel kind of weird feeling this, so I kind of do. I am looking for an out, a reason to break up with this person. But yeah, I
Mhm.
was just. But I remember also back to it. So I I guarantee you, and again, assumption, had I kept playing it cool, playing that, and not necessarily like I'm shy, but just like really
Mhm.
just cool, like you want to hang out, this is not like we were, because I knew there was a moment where even I felt annoying to myself. I was like, why did you do that? Why did you
Yeah.
say that? Why did you act like that? But I think had I not done any of those things, probably not listened to these freaking clowns. They're like, come on, Barry, go for it, bro. I'm like, okay, I'll do it. I don't know. I
Yeah.
feel like it
We
would.
would always tell him like. I think that was like half of the reason why he would also go out with us because I would be like, "Yo, Michelle's gonna be there. You could dance with
Oh, that's
her.
right.
You
Yeah,
could dance with her, bro. She's gonna be there."
yeah, I remember that.
That's fun. Wait, how
Uh,
long did you know her before you told her?
Mm.
just a semester, and like let's say 4 months,
Okay, 4 months.
roughly
Yeah.
4 months.
Okay.
Like it was a
Yeah,
while. It wasn't like a
Yeah.
week's
A
worth of
week.
time.
yeah, a
Oh,
weekend.
the day, full 2 days. I think
Yeah,
I
no,
like her. No,
yeah,
yeah,
no,
it
and
was a while. It took a
yeah.
while.
Oh,
But
okay.
even, and the thing is, even by then, when I did send the text, I think things had already been kind of rough. Because remember the whole ticket situation and whatnot.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
like we weren't as close
but
as we were
that was
before.
on me though. That was on me.
Yeah,
What ended up happening is like Syracuse has like these really big events like each semester, and one of the semesters like I forgot what artist was gonna play or was gonna be like there
oh,
at
it was
Syracuse.
I think it was Chance.
It's Chance.
Chance the
Oh,
rapper was
and
gonna be
yeah,
there.
because
Oh,
we were
okay.
really excited for that year, and
Mhm.
so we didn't buy tickets like when they were on sale because we had no money,
Yeah,
and so we are like, haha, we're not gonna pay like money to go see that. We don't even have any. So she ended up selling her tickets for like a really low price, and I was like, bro, like I'm gonna buy these tickets so me and like Luis can go, right?
Mhm.
So I got the tickets and I paid her, and I guess for some reason she expected like only to get one ticket. Like I don't know. I forgot like what happened. I
no,
just know that she like there
I
was definitely
think
like a misunderstanding
yeah, I think what it
and
was, I think she
kind
sent
of an
you to
asshole.
buy the tickets,
Yeah.
and then that you bought the
Oh
tickets.
right, right, right,
Yeah,
right, right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what it was.
and you kind of held on to
Like
them. You're like,
so it's like each student can only buy a certain amount of tickets. Like you
Mhm.
yeah,
can only buy two tickets per like student ID or whatever. Because like what people would do is people could buy like 10 of them and like resell them
resell
for
them.
like
Yeah.
a fuck ton of money.
Mhm.
And so what ended up happening was she asked me if I could go get them because she was in class. And I remember I bought them, and I don't know why, but I think I bought her extra, right? Or something like
I
that. And
think
she
so.
expected like I thought she only wanted one ticket. And so I had extras for me and him. And
Mhm.
so the misunderstanding was she wanted like all the tickets and only wanted to give me one. And I was like, bro, I'm not gonna go by myself. Like that's fucking stupid. It's
Yeah.
me and Luis or nothing at all. And she's like, oh no, but like those are my tickets. She got like really upset and like was messaging me and Luis like like maybe an hour, a couple like time before the event or the
Mhm.
performance. I was fucking around with her like, yeah, all right, never mind, I'll give them to you. and I'll be like, nah, never mind. Me and Luis are gonna go. And I
Oh
just
my
like kept fucking with her the whole time. She got really upset, like really
Yeah.
upset.
Yeah, and even we even had like a person-to-person discussion.
Yeah.
Like me and him sat down with her to talk. I get to deliver the tickets. Like it
Oh,
was
yeah.
so weird, and I
It was
felt
like at the
so.
library, right?
Yeah, it was
Like
at the
came
library.
in and was like, "What you guys did was like wrong." I was like, "That's
Yeah.
really fucked up." Like I thought you guys were friends, like we're team members or whatever. And we were just laughing. We were like,
Well,
"Bro,
we
it's not
weren't
that
laughing
serious."
then. We weren't laughing then.
I was
Oh,
though. I
he
was
was like
laughing.
this. He was
Yeah,
like,
I was like, "Bro, this is stupid. Like just
yeah.
tickets. Like
Yeah,
talk
my
about
technique
tickets."
is just looking down at the floor of the table, just kind of like, oh, I feel bad.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
cause
was laughing. I was like, "This is stupid." Like,
'cause I felt bad, but at the same time, I think because by that time it was already just like chaos in terms of
yeah.
I ruined everything at that point. But yeah, but it's just I don't know. Yeah, it was weird. I felt bad, but at the same time, I was like, oh, it's just tickets. Like,
Bro, I was
way more
laughing. I
shows.
remember that. She was going off. She was, and she
Yeah.
brought her like friends too, right? The other Raíces people or whatever.
I think she brought him after, but I know the thing is she brought herself and she started tearing up.
Oh
And
yeah.
this guy
And I was
wanted to bust. I
crying.
could see he was like this, and I sat there like, please do not laugh, bro. This is not
Oh my
gonna work out for
God.
anybody.
Personally, I don't do well when people cry in front of me.
Yeah,
Unless,
me
like
neither.
they're a dear friend, because I just think it's funny. There might be something wrong with my childhood that it triggers that, but other than that, I fucking crack up when it's people that I like hardly know and they cry in front of me. And it was over
Mhm.
tickets, bro. Like it was over tickets.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
be
yeah.
it over like actual money or like I don't know, a life or something, then I'll be like, yo, there's nothing to laugh about. But she was crying over tickets. I don't know. Yeah, that was funny.
I don't
That's
That was
know.
hilarious. I
So you
laughed in her
made
face.
you
Yeah.
made a girl cry. Oh my
Oh
It
my
was
God.
bad. It was
gosh,
bad.
dude.
Uh,
But you know what it was too, and you know what? And now it's starting to click. Now I'm starting to remember things.
So,
Part of me felt kind of weird though, and this is I think when it started kind of being annoying, but I hadn't gone full blown yet. Was
mhm.
because I felt like she was kind of using me or taking advantage. Like maybe she
Yeah, I
knew
remember
that I
that.
liked her because I remember this. They had a performance at like a competition. I made their mix. And
You?
I
You made their mix.
made the
Thank you.
mix.
Thank
We
you.
okay,
Thank
I guess in terms of
I
like
was there.
in terms
And
of like
I was the brain and I was like, bro, this sounds whack or this sounds good. And he actually did it. So we made the mix.
okay, but just okay, the fact is that it was a long time. Like we thought it was gonna be an hour. It was like 3 hours or something.
It was a whole night, Barry. We took the whole night. And it was because like they didn't know what they wanted. They like
Yeah.
started off and what they were saying was like whack. It was really whack.
Yeah.
They're like, bro, this is lame. And we were laughing. We were like, y'all want this? Like this is what you want? They're like, yeah, it's so cool. And we're like,
I got to
oh,
a
it's
point
bad.
where it was just like, "Era tan bonita," and then the next song, it was like a fade in and then fade out, an explosion here and there. It got to a point where we're just so tired. We're like, dude, just put an explosion, fade in, fade out, power down, and then start the next song. I mean,
Yeah.
no, but
Quinceañera.
yeah, pretty
mix.
much.
Yeah, Mad Quinceañera, like that mix of like is
So that was
bad. But
that. Yeah,
I don't know.
and
We did that for them. Yeah.
and then the logo for your guys' t-shirts. I had to do that. Like she didn't pay me, but I mean, because I remember we met up.
Mm-hmm.
We because I know she was like, oh, can we meet up in like was it the quad area? I was
Yeah.
like, first, I don't really like being around a lot of people, anyways, or in the sun with a lot of people. So I told her, meet me in the library. So we went to the library, we had to talk, and I did it. And then I'll be honest, it was boo boo. It was not great, but
It was
only
boo boo.
because I remember she hit up her sister,
Mm-hmm.
who, if I'm correct, she's like I know she does a lot of design work or a lot of photography work. I think she has an
Yeah.
eye for design. And I remember
Okay.
she said, "Oh, it doesn't look that good," and part of me was like, "Oh, she's right."
Yeah.
but I mean, Michelle liked it, so I was like, "Okay, it's fine. Like I did my part. If she was paying me, then it'd be different. Like obviously, I take my
Yeah.
time with it, but it was for free. It was for a friend type of thing. But yeah, but then I think after stuff, I was like, maybe she knows that I do have a crush on her, and she's
Mm-hmm.
using that to her advantage. Again, I could be wrong. Again, these are all assumptions.
I
Michelle, if
don't
you're
know.
watching this, we don't know anything. We're
No,
just
we
having a
know,
good.
Michelle. You're also ugly too, bro.
Oh
Yeah,
my
it was
gosh.
definitely like a fun time though during that time period.
Yeah.
That elevated our friendship. It's like
Oh,
every
for
day would be
sure.
like, bro, did you notice she did this to you today?
Yeah,
And they should be
my
like, what? She didn't do that. Be like, Harry, yeah, she did. She wants you, dog. So it'd be
my
like
my
every
embarrassment
day.
was the foundation of our friendship.
Yeah.
The elevation of it. It was like, oh, poor Barry. We're closer now. Yeah. Ah, but it was fun though. It's fun
Those are
memories.
good times. Those good times.
And it's funny now when you take into consideration, like, I'll just say when you look at pictures
Hmm.
of certain characters who we interacted with other certain characters now, and you
Yeah.
see like, oh, hey, that's somewhat similar. All
Hmm.
right. And I'm being very vague because I think he knows what I'm talking about. He gets what I'm
I
saying.
won't. You can cut this out. You can cut this out.
Dude, what would you say was the best memory you had? Not just me, but like as the, I guess, our friend group that we had.
As our friend group, I don't know. It was always just like us willing, like every time we knew we wanted to do something, like whether it be like after practice, during practice, or like outside of classroom, the only people I had in mind were like you guys. And I think Amanda and eventually Josh had like the same idea. And so it was always nice that like immediately, like anytime we have free time, we're hanging out. And it could just be like us sitting in silence together, and like that's what we would do. And that was like really fun times because like after that I didn't have that. It's like I had to like work with people to be like, hey, let's hang out, and I have to like entertain them and be like, ha ha ha, this is great, and be like, this ain't great, this is trash, this is basura, like what am I doing here? I should go be by myself and have a better time, you know? So it was like doing that, having like true people to actually like hang out with. That was like the best memory.
Oh, you
Yeah,
made me cry, bro.
I
It's
know.
Um,
sweat.
it's sweat, bro. I'm sweating because
It's
like
hot.
it's
Hot out
hot in
here.
here. And it's funny that you say that too, because like Diana, I've known her since, well, officially known her since ninth grade, right? We
Mhm.
didn't really start talking until maybe towards the end of that freshman year, but from then,
Right.
we've been close. But when I came back, okay, I'll be honest, and I've told them this before. When I went to Syracuse,
Mhm.
bro, other than my girlfriend, I kind of cut everybody off. Well,
Damn.
not in the sense of like I ain't talking to you no more, but it was
Yeah.
more like it just kind of.
But it was basically that.
It was
Okay,
basically that.
that was not.
He's fake like that. He did that
Yeah.
to me too. He left. He's like, bro.
Whoa!
He was like, bro,
No,
I'm gonna be back.
don't.
I'm gonna be back to Syracuse. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna be here. It's gonna be the same. Dip.
Okay,
Didn't even tell us that he didn't. He got kicked out. Didn't tell
okay.
us.
Oh my
We were
god.
exiled for like months. And then eventually
Uh-huh.
he was like, hey guys, I'm not gonna go back to Syracuse. And we're like, bro, we know. We figured it out.
Okay, but
You're not
he makes it seem like I waited years to be like, hey guys,
He did.
I
He did
I
wait.
know you guys have graduated, but yeah, I'm not gonna go back. Um, no, but I mean, but yeah, it's crazy, man, because like you said, right? It just wasn't the same. Like eventually, I was able to manage to kind of to reconnect with my friends, like
Right.
Bruce, right? The guy who couldn't be here today. I've known him since seventh grade, but it was for a while that I just didn't. And again, I hate the fact that I would have rather have been like, don't talk to me anymore, because even then, that's a
Mhm.
reason. Because I'm telling you, I don't want to talk.
Yeah.
But when it's just complete like nothing, I think it's
Yeah.
worse because when you, well, yeah, it's almost the same because you're like, hey, you want to hang out sometime?
Yeah.
And luckily for these guys, like they found it in their heart to be like, yeah, let's hang out, right? Obviously, it took work to kind of like get back. I mean, to get where we are now.
Mhm.
Um, but to at least be able to be like, yeah, like for sure. Because anybody else like could have been like, nah, like you ghosted us, like it is what it is, like we're done, dude. Like what? There's no reason. Like you give me no reason to hang out with you. Like there's no benefit from it. But
Yeah.
these guys found in their heart to take me essentially back into the to relationship or friendship, right? But for a while, like up until there, it was just, at least for me, it felt like I was doing a lot of like, yo, like what's up? Like kind of like trying to spit game, but like in a friendship sense, like, hey,
Right.
friends again, like what's up? But I even like, I mean, maybe it was just in my head, right, that I found it difficult. But I think a
Mhm.
lot of it had to do with the guilt, right, of just like, because the thing is, I'll be honest. Like when I went to Syracuse, I felt like I was on top of the world, right? Like I was in a really cool dance team. I was
Okay.
on scholarship at this pretty good school. I had an
Oh, yeah,
awesome
that's
group of
true.
friends, and I was here, right? And
Mhm.
then fast forward to me not being able to go back, losing, or having, I mean, barely any contact with you guys, right? Because at the end, you're doing your own thing, right? You're
Yeah.
busy. And then me being here trying to figure out not being able to finish what I started, having to start over. Like I was at the bottom of the barrel. So anybody could have been like, oh, like, well, when you were doing good, like you didn't hit me up, and now you're doing bad, now you want me.
Mhm.
So I to this day I'm still grateful, right? Like I'm still grateful that we can still talk. I still talk to Jay sometimes with Amanda.
Yeah.
That these guys, that they've taken me in, right? But yeah, dude, it's crazy, man. Like to when we talk about this, it's crazy to think that if it feels so long ago, but I mean, was it really? Like it was like, I mean, it's really just a couple years ago that all this happened. Yeah, dude. Like when you say that, like the period where you're like, screw this, like I'll just hang up on myself. Like I
Yeah.
felt like that for a while because it was like, who would I talk to? I'm definitely not gonna talk to my
Mhm.
ex. Like, because
Yeah.
the thing is, when
What?
I came,
Why not?
and because the thing is, when I came back, like as I was trying to, I guess, rekindle with the rest of the group, she was really
Mhm.
the only person who I had a back and forth with. But
Mm.
I do remember this. I remember texting you guys, like, hey
Yeah.
guys, so oh no, I think you guys are like, hey,
Yeah.
how's everybody doing? And I was like,
Yeah.
I'm doing okay. And I think either you or Jay was like, why? I was like, well, my girlfriend just broke up with me. And then
Yeah.
that's when I realized, like, damn, dude, I'm alone, bro. Like this is it. Like, yeah, I have my family and stuff and my the members in church and whatnot. But in terms of like
Mhm.
friends, like it was just me and trying
Yeah.
to figure it out, right? And eventually, right, I gained my group of friends again, and then I'm now able to kind of balance things out, like trying to reach out to you guys as well. But yeah,
Mhm.
dude, I guess I get it in the sense of like, yeah, you just kind of why am I gonna try? Like, oh, I can dance. You want to hang out? Like, yeah, like no, like I'm not you dancing monkey. Like, yeah, man, no. And then it hit me like, dang, like trying to make friends is hard.
Oh, it is.
So
I'm very
difficult.
awkward. Like I'm not a cool person. I'm just awkward. And so it was definitely like weird having people that weren't awkward with me. Cause it's just people in Syracuse are just too like I don't know if they're like too cool or if they're like too superficial or what it is, but like it took a while for me to find like people again that I was comfortable with. Like I regrettably like never hung out with Amanda a lot, like to the extent like we used to. I would say hi to her and like on occasions like I don't know, like I would go do stuff for her. Like, oh, she was sick one time. I would be like, okay, like I'll go get you like some medicine or something, or she needs to go to like the hospital and stuff. Like I would walk with her and stuff. So I don't have a car, so that's why I would walk just in case. I want you to think like, damn, this fool didn't take her in her car and shit, and made her walk. So yeah, so it's like stuff like that. Like I never hung out with her as we used to, but like it was just weird. It was definitely weird. Where it's like Jay wasn't there, Amanda had her own thing. I was just like alone, and yeah, it was just like fuck. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Definitely weird, but it's all good now. I'm comfortable being alone. I don't need nobody. I don't need you. I don't need you. I don't need nobody. Nah, just
I don't
kidding.
even know
No,
you.
I don't even know you, but I don't need you. Just in case you were thinking about it. Yeah. It's just like like you said, it's definitely like it was definitely like a moment of growth, like for me. And I was like so afraid of it because I was like, fuck, I'm gonna be by myself
Yeah.
forever. This is bad. Yeah, but damn, look at us now, on top of the world.
Yeah. Oh my
Sad. I'm so sad.
alone.
I cry
Oh
every
my
night.
gosh.
Everyone starts crying.
It's just like, oh gosh. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, man. Any final questions? Any final thoughts? I hate to end this,
No, you're good.
but I gotta gotta edit. I got a lot to go through and stuff.
I got you. I got you.
But any final questions, thoughts, Dana, that you have for Hector?
No, I mean, it was interesting to kind of hear about College Lewis or College Barry.
Oh, man.
That was
College,
interesting.
yeah, College Berry.
You know what's funny is I use that on a lot of like my game usernames. Like we play
Like
Call of
Barry
Duty
Allen,
Mobile.
right?
Very
Yeah, I know. know.
It's stuck, dude. It's stuck, bro.
That's why. No wonder I'm like Barry Allen. Where did he even come up with this?
Yes, it is. There's a lot to me. You know, I'm a
Looks like a
fascinating
little
person.
berry.
A little beard.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad you found, friends over there, even though you ditched us. But whatever. But yeah, I mean, it was interesting to kind of see the people he was with. You're cool, whatever. I guess.
Whoa.
All right.
No, but I mean, I'm glad I got to with you. Then I got to share at least this part of my story, because like I mean, I like to talk a lot. I'll do a lot of storytelling, but I think it's sometimes better when you hear from somebody else. We're like, actually,
so you know the truth. You know the truth, and it's not Barry saying some random stuff like, "Oh, it's because of my friends I didn't get with Michelle." Because you didn't listen fast enough, bro. If you would have listened before,
God, man.
you would have been married right now. I'm just saying.
If you would have done it before we messed up, you would have been married.
I would have been married. You're right.
Before the tickets.
Before the ticket. Exactly.
Don't even know.
Oh,
that's
man.
Funny.
But dude, man, I appreciate you coming on, bro. This was amazingly fun. It was awesome. It's great to see you again, even though it's via Zoom. Hopefully soon, whenever you're back in the West Coast, we could have you in the actual studio space. It'd be awesome. It'd be dope. But yeah, dude, man, I appreciate you, bro. Miss you, man. It was great to see you, dude. It was awesome.
Same. It was glad talking. I'm so happy. Longer than like our normal 10 to 15 minutes of like, hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
Like, it's going. It's really nice to see like you got something going on. It's like something up and running, and you got some good people with you. Except for like Diana, you just kind of have to have her.
Well, how does this always happen?
Yeah. I didn't say anything. You did
everybody else that would have been.
You texted him on the signs that like, "Hey, say this."
His notes.
Oh,
man.
We can't have you on again. I'm sorry.
All right, that's fine.
That's fine. Moment.
It's too many people gonna be against me.
Oh my goodness. But man, again, thank you again so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to do this. Do you have anything like, do you want to plug in your social media, anything like that?
Nah, it's chill. I mean, like if you really want, like if you guys ever need a website, call me. Like sometimes do it for free just because I'm just a nice person.
Yeah. I'll make sure to tag like I know for sure Instagram. I'll put it down there. So yeah, if you do need anything, any cool web work, anything on the development side, hey Hector up. He's here. He's a pro. I've seen a version of his work.
So bad. But yeah. I have some better stuff coming along. They're in the works. I'm like working on it this weekend and like every other day now, but it'll be better, better to show off.
Yeah, man. But again, it was a pleasure. Thank you again, bro. Thank you to our intern for joining us again in this episode. But yeah, dude. So if anything, thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, turn the notification button on so you know when we post every time. This has been Couch Potatoes Quarantine Zoom edition with a special guest, Hector. Again, if you need anything, developing, whatever, or you just want to talk to a cute guy, hit him up. I'll post his info down there in the description. But yeah, shout out to Kira, shout out to Zendaya, shout out to Alejandro, aka Scary Pool Party, shout out to Andrew Rose Music, shout out to Dwayne The Rock Johnson. That's the ultimate goal, getting him on the show. But if anything, you guys, love y'all. Stay safe, stay fat with PH. God bless, and we'll see you next time. Peace out. Then you're supposed to do peace out.
Oh, I know. I'm sorry. I was holding something.
Oh my gosh.
This is why we hate you. This is why we don't like you. Follow the program. It's in the script.